Welcome back to my Lobotomy Corporation bedtime story reading. This is Hitori, and I'll be helping you fall asleep with some ambient audio and awesome OST from our favorite game, as I learn more about Lobotomy Corporation's abnormalities. In the last video, we read about the Night of Despair. This time, it'll be Big and Will Be Bad Wolf. This is now the 52nd Abnormality in Lob Corp reading. Check the entire playlist on the card on the upper right of this video. Let's begin. Big and Will Be Bad Wolf. F-02-58, aka Big and Might Be Bad Wolf, before reaching observation level 3, is an animal abnormality taking the form of a cartoonish humanoid tall wolf with gray fur, white paws, tail and belly button, black eyebrows, and a scar on his left eye. When breaching, the wolf will look more beastly, covered in scars and blood, and running on 4 paws. The front paws are black and red. He is one of 2 unique abnormalities in the game to have a counterpart or rivalry. His counterpart abnormality being Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary. Ability: Big and Will Be Bad Wolf's ability triggers when his Qliphothes counter reaches 0. His Qliphothes counter can fluctuate in the following ways. Getting a bad work result will reduce the counter by 1. The agent will be devoured by the wolf and will not be controllable until released. This agent will be considered uncontrollable. When an employee who has previously completed a work on Little Red performs a work with this abnormality, the counter will be decreased by 1 and the employee will be devoured. An employee bleeding from the attacks of Little Red that enters the same hallway as the containment unit of this abnormality will reduce the counter by 1. Additionally, if Little Red enters the same hallway housing his containment unit, his Qliphothes counter will drop to 0 and cause an immediate breach. Employees who were eaten can be released from the wolf by completing instinct work with it. When the Qliphothes counter reaches 0, he will breach. When about to breach, a filter effect over its containment unit will appear, with a picture of the wolf's face and its eyes glowing, followed by breaching. The abnormality's appearance will change to a large and savage quadrupedal wolf, with multiple scars on his body, sharp claws, and glowing blue eyes. He has 2000 HP and high movement speed. When breaching, he moves to the main rooms of departments to start his attacks. His next location is marked by a blue moon, or a red moon when he's below 50% HP, appearing in the main room of another department. Only 1 moon can exist at any given time. While escaped, he uses his claws and fangs to attack targets, dealing 10 to 14 red damage with a bite and 7 to 16 red damage with a scratch. He also has a special attack where he dashes across the room, dealing 15 to 19 red damage to all targets. If there are no targets in the area, the wolf will leave to the nearest area with employees. If there are no targets in the area, the wolf will travel to the nearest area with employees. After 20 seconds, the wolf will howl, dealing 15 to 20 white damage to all employees in the department. If there's a red moon, his howl reduces the Qliphotht counter of nearby abnormalities by 1. After losing 15% of his HP, he will flee to the next main room with a moon on it, turning into black smoke and increasing his speed while in transit. Once he reaches the room, he becomes invulnerable to attacks for 7.5 seconds as he pauses to catch his breath. The cycle repeats until subdued or the day ends. If the wolf holds any devoured employees when breaching, they can be released after suppressing the wolf by performing instinct work. He will also release employees immediately after successful suppression by Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary, which will also give the held employees an ego gift called Sheep's Clothing that increases HP by 9 and decreases SP by 3. When he is suppressed by Little Red, all agents who aren't panicking at the time take -10 damage, cannot stack with itself for the rest of the day. Story: An abnormality in the shape of a wolf with sparsely damaged fur. It is bipedal and is capable of communication to some extent. It always attempts to devour employees or breach. Such actions are easily preventable, since it shows obvious signs in behavior and conversation before doing so, making this abnormality fairly easy to manage. The incident on the day of Redacted was an alerting event for many employees. The moment Red Riding Hood ran into the wolf, the situation spiraled out of control. Prevent the two from meeting at all costs. Considering the potential damage it might cause, it could be a wise decision to sacrifice a few employees to divert their attention away from each other. He had flesh for the first time in a long while, and its taste was so good. In the corner of his eye, a familiar piece of red cloth stood out from the wardrobe. He may or may not have seen it before, but he didn't really care about it. Since then, it got harder and harder to keep himself in check. Still, it didn't matter to him. After all, he was destined to be a big bad wolf. There may be lots of stories here, but no story is as disgusting as the wolf's role. It was a sin to be born as a wolf. No one cared about the wolf's name. It has to be called the Big Bad Wolf. All wolves are raised to become giant, ferocious, and hairy monsters. Wolves could not eat other animals, even if they were starving. Wolves could not cross the line when doing bad things. And when wolves had to be punished, wolves always need to be an example. Wolves could not make friends with anyone omitted. Trivia: Big and Will Be Bad Wolf is based on the wolf antagonist in many fairy tales, especially in Little Red Riding Hood, as shown by the conflict between him and Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary. This abnormality has been reworked along with his rival since the Legacy version, with a different appearance when breaching. Big and Will Be Bad Wolf and his equipment got new names with the March 4th, 2020 English version retranslation update, version 1.0.2.13e. Before they were known as Big and Might Be Bad Wolf and Blue Scar, respectively. Big and Will Be Bad Wolf's aberration, Reddened Buddy, is first mentioned in episode 6 of the Wonder Lab comic and later seen in episode 36. Its ego gift is most notably worn by the head of the disciplinary team, Shasha. Big and Woolly Bad Wolf's code can be seen in the welfare department's boxes in the background of the main room. When I first saw this abnormality, I was a little bit worried because I had Little Red Riding Hood and Mercenary, and I heard that if you accidentally put one employee from Red's containment unit and then put them into Big and Woolly Bad Wolf's containment unit, they breach out. Did that ever happen to any of my playthroughs? Yes, actually, unfortunately. Also, when chat mentioned about not doing insight work, I'm like, why would you not want to do insight work? Because at that time, I still have not unlocked all of the information on the abnormality detail sheet. So I went and sent somebody for insight work into the wolf. And of course, what would happen? The guy got eaten. And I panicked because I didn't know what to do. I thought that was the end of it, they're dead. And I restarted the day. But now that I've read this entire thing here, you can actually get somebody out by doing instinct work after he swallows the first employee. Now that's handy. Also, there was this other time as well that Little Red was breaching. Even though Little Red is on the upper department, I think right around safety team, and Big and Woolly Bad Wolf is actually on the lower right side of Central. She got herself down to where his containment was, and then all hell broke loose. I had no control what was going to happen then and there, but I was pretty sure that I restarted the day because they were just out of control, right? I panicked, and I did not know that the wolf could actually breach because I did not read any of this crap. So when he breached out, I was like, hell no. I thought this guy only eats your employees that goes in there for insight work. But it does have the escape information. Do I read it? No. But now that we have read it together, knowledge is power. I do still have this abnormality on my current playthrough. Now that we've read this, I will be a wiser manager. Maybe. I will probably forget all of this that I have just read. If you are going to my streams, you know I will forget all of this. Because after I record, I would go to sleep and would probably never remember this ever again. Now, if you have tips or interesting details about this abnormality, please comment about it down below. If you like, you can also catch my stream in Twitch and here on YouTube, so you can assist me if you're a veteran in the game. Also, while recording this reading, we have reached 800 subscribers. Congratulations to me. Please help me reach to 1,000 within, hopefully by March, if things go steadily as they are, or maybe faster. So if you want, please share this with your friends, your mom, your grandma, tell them to subscribe. If you want more Project Moon content from me, please don't hesitate to like the video. You can also support me further with my Patreon. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to thank my current Patreon supporters that are shown on the screen, as well as my Twitch subscribers. I want to always let you know that I appreciate everything you do for me, truly. This thanks is also extended to you currently watching. Anyway, until next time, I hope you rest easy.